Do you or your athletes have negative body language when they compete? Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn. In this video, I'm going to talk about what you can do to overcome some of that negative body language. You're watching Sessions with Doc. So the first step of helping athletes with that negative body language is to really understand what the behaviors are behind that and what are the triggers for those athletes. If they throw an interception, if they hit a bad shot, if they make a turnover, for example, what specific triggers will lead to that negative body language? The second part of that is athletes need to be aware of exactly what they're doing, because sometimes athletes don't realize that they have that negative body language. They're just doing it intuitively or they're doing it instinctively because they've always done it. So define what the triggers are and then also make athletes aware of exactly what it looks like. You can maybe get it on video for them and show them the video evidence of them hanging their head or throwing their arms up in the air or whatever it is that they do when they show that negative body language. No one wants to see it. Coaches don't want to see it. Teammates don't want to see it. And you never want to let your opponents know that you're upset or frustrated, because whatever they're doing to get you frustrated, they're going to continue to do that. Once you've defined the specific behaviors, you have to replace the old behavior with a new behavior. So Ken Ravizza used to talk about a focal point, for example. So you could teach athletes to pick out a sign in the ballpark, for example, or on the football field, something that they can focus on after the play. What that means is, instead of going to hanging their head and looking down or throwing their arms up or doing some type of facial expressions, they're simply going to look at their focal point, and that's going to remind them to stay composed, get their game face on, get the poker face on. The very first step you have to do is you have to, on the outside, change the behavior so that you get your poker face on. That's number one, because you don't want your opponents or your teammates or your coaches to see that you're upset. The second part is you have to deal with the internal turmoil of what's going on. So the fact of looking at a focal point, that's only going to help with the externals for you to keep your head up and get that game face or that poker face on. The second part is what's going on in the inside. Maybe you're not reaching your expectations. Maybe you feel like you're upsetting your teammates or your coach. Whatever it is on the inside, the thought process, you have to specifically address that. So if you make a turnover, for example, and that's one of your triggers, and you're thinking, I should never make a turnover, that's awful, my teammates are upset with me. You have to change the internal dialogue to something that's way more positive there. And therefore, if you can change the internal dialogue, that will also help change the body language. Remember, body language, or negative body language in this case, is a result of the internal negative thinking or turmoil of the athlete. So you have to address the outside, the behavior, and what's going on with the thinking. Hope that helps. Hey, I've teed up a couple more videos over here for you. There's a playlist that you can check out and a recommended video. Please subscribe while you're here. Thanks.